for patience.
Good morning, America. This morning, ready to march. Hundreds of thousands of teenagers expected to take a stand this afternoon in cities across the country and the world to end gun violence.
I think this is going to be a real moment of change.
Sending lawmakers a powerful message. This as President Trump moves to ban bump stocks, bucking the NRA. He's also making more headlines this morning with a new policy on transgender troops and reluctantly signing a spending bill.
I will never sign another bill like this again.
Shooting protests. The clashes with police on the streets of Sacramento.
This is my brother. 20 times. 20 times.
Come here, good.
Where officers justified in opening fire on a suspect who turned out to be unarmed.
Well, our main focus is to gather all the facts.
Vacation tragedy, the mystery in Mexico. A family of 4 from Iowa found dead in a condo at a popular resort. No sign of foul play. This morning, the search for answers.
And Elite Eight, the favorites strike back.
Step back 3.
The Wildcats ending West Virginia's run and Duke edging out Syracuse. Plus tonight's big game for Loyola Chicago. Will their 98-year-old good luck charm help them keep the dream alive?
Live from ABC News in New York, this is Good Morning America.
Amazing. Hey, good morning, everybody. Paul is off today. Very happy, though, to have Adrian Bankert.
Oh, I'm so glad to be
in
sitting
pole
next
position.
to you.
Oh, well, you usually sit over here, but
That's
we're
true. We have
sliding
Kana
over a couple
today.
chairs. We have Kana Whitworth filling in for Pop News. Great to have you as well. All right, we've got a lot of news this
Yes,
morning.
we
You
do.
are joining us on a morning as we head into a day that some believe may be a pivotal one in America's emotional, wrenching debate over gun violence.
We have a live look for you from Washington, D.C., where organizers say they expect upwards of 500,000 people for the March for Our Lives, led by students from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, with financial backing from celebrities such as George Clooney and Oprah Winfrey.
Overnight, a candlelight vigil at the National Cathedral in Washington. We're told, 800 marches all over this country and the world. Today, in fact, the march in Sydney, Australia, has already taken place.
You can see how young some of these students are who are involved in this march. In advance of this event, President Trump, who arrived in Florida overnight, announced a ban on so-called bump stocks. Those are the accessories that can be used to essentially turn semi-automatic weapons into machine guns.
So much happening. We've got team coverage this morning. We're going to hear from one of the student organizers and from gun rights supporters. But we start here with ABC's Tara Palmieri, who's in West Palm Beach with the president. Tara, good morning to you.
Good morning, Dan and Adrian. That's right. The president acknowledged the thousands of students that will be protesting on his front porch, but he's not there. He's here in West Palm Beach. There'll be smaller demonstrations, but nothing like at the White House. Before he left, though, he acknowledged their desperate plea for gun control.
President Trump acknowledged the nationwide gun control rallies just hours before thousands of students descend on the White House, tweeting that he's banning bump stocks, devices like the ones used in the Vegas massacre that can turn semi-automatic rifles into machine guns. Trump initially suggested sweeping gun control after the deadly shooting in Parkland, like raising the purchasing age and confiscating guns from criminals.
We have to keep the guns out of the hands of those that pose the threat.
But after a meeting with the NRA, those proposals went nowhere.
The NRA doesn't back any ban.
The newest regulation was swiftly attacked by the right. Many are still reeling over the budget-busting spending bill Trump approved on Friday. Initially, the president threatened to veto the bill that his staff one day earlier told Congress to support.
Is the president going to sign the bill? The answer is yes. Why? Because it funds his priorities.
The $1.3 trillion bill allots just $1.6 billion for a wall along the Mexican border, or 33 miles of fencing. President Trump, who asked for $25 billion, fumed that it wasn't enough.
I will never sign another bill like this again. I'm not going to do it again.
Less than 12 hours before a government shutdown, House Speaker Paul Ryan called the president, and then Secretary of Defense General Mattis successfully made the case that it was good for the troops. But then in a late-night move, Trump announced a more narrow ban on transgender service members. The new policy bans troops who require surgery or medical treatment. That policy is still subject to court order against the original blanketed ban against transgender troops.
The exact number of transgender members is still unknown, but officials estimate that there are only 200 that are requesting medical treatment. Now, Democratic leader Nancy Pelosi quickly slammed the ban, calling it hateful. Dan, Adrian?
Tara, thank you so much for joining us there, and thank you for your reporting. As we said, marches against gun violence will be taking place in hundreds of cities this afternoon, with teenagers taking the lead. Many traveling to Washington overnight to call for action on gun control.
But gun control is a heated topic in this country, as we said. Not everybody believes restricting guns will make schools safer. ABC's David Wright is at the main rally stage in Washington for the march today with a look at what both sides are saying as we head into today. David, good morning.
Good morning, Dan and Adrian. A very chilly morning here in Washington. But today, this is ground zero for the national debate over guns and schools. Pennsylvania Avenue, the Capitol right behind me there. The White House just a few blocks that away. Hundreds of thousands of marchers expected to converge here, led by students, survivors from Stoneman Douglas High School. They're here from across the country, hoping to send lawmakers in Washington a powerful message.
It's terrifying going to school every day knowing that there's a chance that a shooter might come in.
I think this is going to be a real moment of change. I'm honestly fed up.
This group came all the way from South Florida, some of them hitching a free ride on a jet donated by the New England Patriots.
We may be like a target like next.
A like-minded local family is putting them up. Their host sick of worrying about gun violence in schools.
I have the greatest guests ever. I've got 6 kids in my house, 3 girls, 3 boys from Jacksonville, Florida.
Many celebrities are tweeting their support, including Oprah Winfrey, Miley Cyrus, and Justin Bieber. Already there are signs that lawmakers are getting the message.
Our voices are loud, our voices are clear, and our voices are about to change history.
But there are also loud voices on the other side.
Well, we were disappointed to hear some of the president's comments.
Gun rights advocates believe the answer is more firepower, not less.
We protect our president with guns. We protect our congressmen with guns. We protect banks with guns. But when it comes to schools, all we do is put up a sign that says gun-free zone, and it's not working.
Plenty of lawmakers agree, but today these marchers are hoping to convince them otherwise.
Students are stepping up to take on the NRA because our elected leaders are afraid to.
America, we are your future. Why won't you protect us?
Now, this event here in Washington is the main event today, but there are events all across the country and around the world, frankly. This movement spreading far and wide. The organizers say 835 local events planned in all. Dan and Adrian?
Will it have an impact? That's the question. David Wright, thank you very much. For more on that very question, let's bring in David Hogg, who is one of the organizers of this march. David is also a survivor of the shooting at the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. He's in our Washington bureau this morning. David, good morning. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to start by showing you a number from a recent ABC News Washington Post poll. When we asked people whether they thought the spate of mass shootings in this country were a reflection of problems with our mental health care system or inadequate gun control laws, 57% said mental health, only 28% said gun control. So in light of that, what specifically are you hoping to achieve today?
Today we are going to start a revolution. This is the beginning of a lifelong marathon, not only for me, but for my generation. We are sick and tired of the inaction here in Washington and around the country at different state capitals and in different cities, of politicians that are owned by the NRA and not listening to their constituents in the future of America. We are the children. We are making our voices heard, and we will change America with or without these politicians. And today is the beginning of that revolution.
David, Dan and I both had the chance to speak with you and so many of your other students in Parkland, Florida and Tallahassee about this movement. And a big slogan was never again allowing another school shooting to take place. What was the feeling? What was the gut reaction when the shooting happened in Maryland earlier this week?
I had to relive a lot of the previous memories that I had from my school shooting. Everybody takes grief their own way, but for me it was more infuriating realizing that because that was a person with a gun, and in reality, were they taken out by law enforcement? Yes, and I'm so glad that they were, but they shouldn't have had to do that in the first place. It's due to a lack of in-training, a mental health care problem, a gun control problem, and an American problem is what we have here.
David Hogg, we appreciate you joining us this morning. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's get some analysis now from ABC News chief political analyst Matthew Dowd, who's in Texas, and Republican strategist and ABC News contributor Alex Castellano, who's in Miami. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us. We appreciate it. Matthew, let me start with you, and then I'll turn to Alex. This is such an emotional and seemingly intractable debate over guns in America. Do you think today's march is actually going to move the needle?
Well, Dan, all social movements over the last 100 years have been led by the energy of the youth combined with the mentoring of the older generations, and I think that's what you're seeing here. We've already seen some change. As everyone knows, Florida passed a ban on certain age limits on guns. The president's reaction in banning bump stocks, all of those things are in the aftermath of the high school students standing up and giving voice, and I think today is another step in that process. And as David said, they're not going away. They understand it's a marathon. They understand it takes a long time. Today's just a big energy boost for that movement.
Alex, do you agree, especially given the poll numbers we've shown already that show that many Americans don't have an appetite for stricter gun control?
Well, I think these students are going to have an impact. It's going to be a modest impact in terms of actually making schools safer, unfortunately. We are seeing, schools being hardened, locking doors, perimeter security. Those are the kind of things that we don't do now that we could do. But as far as actually, we already have a lot of laws against killing people. We have background checks, and very few of these laws are being enforced against the mentally ill having gun. So, we're not enforcing what we have now, but we're going to pass more laws now to enforce. The big impact is going to be political. 2018, the women's movement, the Me Too movement, add that to the dreamers, immigrants concerned about Donald Trump and the wall, then add these kids, millennials, voting for gun control and Democrats in 2018. You've got a big Democratic wave coming. That's what's going to change.
You know what, Matt, I've got to switch the storyline, though. We're going to continue this conversation over guns. What is the most meaningful thing that could come out of the Stormy Daniels storyline? Aside from the tabloid details, what could come out of this?
Well, we've seen a lot of suggestions from Stormy Daniels' attorney that there is evidence or there's information, and obviously everybody's going to be tuned in for the 60 Minutes interview, the first time she's given a long-form interview on this. And so I think it's both a political and there's a legal question. What do they have legally that they can prove out a lot of this? But from a political perspective, one, it's putting much stress on the president, both in his professional life as president, but I'm sure in his personal life as a husband to Melania in all of this. And so I think what we're going to see come out of this is, one, we'll see the evidence, what evidence there is, but two, it continues to put unbelievable stress and time constraints on the President of the United States.
And Alex, of course, a lot of Republicans think this is more of a sideshow, and many of them are growing weary of this. What's your take?
Well, I have to say first I'm impressed with the president's stamina. When I heard that the president had sex with a porn star for 60 minutes, I was impressed.
What do you mean?
No, that's a joke.
Okay.
The idea that is this going to have a political impact on the Trump administration? I doubt it. You can't fall off the floor. You can't burn down the same house twice. Donald Trump is not regarded well by Republicans and his supporters because of his moral turpitude. He's there just because he's an alternative to two bankrupt parties, Democrats and Republicans, who are out of control and can't lead the nation. So he is useful. He is not a moral symbol. I doubt this is going to change the political equation, but it's going to be the Super Bowl of 60-minute interviews.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people still think this is considered another witch hunt.
Right, and well, for sure, it is something that a lot of people will be watching, no question about it. Matt and Alex, we appreciate your analysis on a Saturday morning on this day when we have these marches and as we head into the Stormy Daniels interview tomorrow night. Thank you again, gentlemen. We are going to move on now to the angry protest 2 nights in a row in the city of Sacramento, California, after the shooting of an unarmed black man in his grandmother's backyard.
Yeah, my hometown. The crowd blocking streets and bridges, and in some cases clashing with drivers on major freeways. ABC's Marcy Gonzalez is in Sacramento with the very latest. Good morning, Marcy.
Adrian, Dan, good morning. Definitely some tense moments on the streets here, but for the most part, those protests stayed peaceful as demonstrators shared their outrage and heartbreak.
Overnight, an impassioned vigil stand together.
Clashes with police
Love for us.
and unfiltered emotion. Stephon Clark's brother confronting officers on the streets of Sacramento.
That was my brother. 20 times. 20 times.
Days after body camera video captured officers shooting the unarmed young father 20 times.
Show me your hands. Good.
Killing him in his grandmother's backyard.
No justice.
Demonstrators for a second day shutting down streets.
What's going on here? We want answers. We're not going nowhere until we get the answers.
Answers the police chief says they are working to get.
Our main focus is to gather all the facts.
Reviewing aerial video they believe shows Clark on the run after reports of car vandalisms in the area and these dramatic body cam videos. Also questioning the two officers, one white, one African American, who are now on administrative leave about why they thought Clark had a gun when all that was found at the scene was this cell phone. ABC senior legal correspondent Sunny Hostin telling our Dan Harris her perspective on the case.
What the law provides, Dan, is it doesn't have to be an actual threat. It doesn't have to be an actual gun. It only has to be that the police officer perceives the threat. I can't imagine that even an external investigation is going to determine that this shooting was unjustified.
But police here say it is far too early to make any determination, explaining the investigation will likely take at least a couple of months. Adrian, Dan,
With
back
so
to
many
you.
people in that community watching very closely. Marcy, thank you very much. I know people there are outraged.
It was a tense scene, especially outside of the Kings game that was happening. The protest, knocking down security barriers, it was just fans had to be turned away. They couldn't get inside the arena.
Big story, and it's happening again in yet another American community. Let's switch gears now and check the weather. Sam Champion, we're pleased to announce, is back for another weekend. We haven't driven him away. He's in for Rob. Good morning, sir.
Nice to see you, Ron. I think one of the questions everyone's asking today is, have we broken that nor'easter pattern, or some might say curse? Let's show you some video. We'll walk the wall. We'll show you exactly what's going on. Check out Iowa this morning, and yes, indeed, we have some snow. Matter of fact, we have a narrow band of snow that runs about 1,200 miles long from Fargo all the way to Asheville, North Carolina. And this band, in some cases, is just 20 to 50 miles wide. So if you've got a big hit of about 9-10 inches of snow in the middle, and then you just go 20 miles and you're down to an inch of snow. So that's what we've got. Take a look at the board. It goes all the way through. This is a quick moving low. And by the time it gets into the mountains of Virginia, West Virginia here, then it exits out. So it's not a nor'easter. We've broken the pattern in the short term. That's a good thing. But there is a long line of snow and even some freezing rain. There's that quick moving low. And remember, we've got a lot of storms to come out of this. That little bit of collection of snow, that's the weather around the nation. Here's what you can expect this morning.
Well, we're off to quite a cold start with temperatures in the low 30s. Some sunshine going to be coming our way today. March for Our Lives going on later this afternoon. Make sure you have the sunglasses and that extra layer. Our temperature today right around 49 to 50 degrees in the D.C. metro. We will fall cooler tomorrow with those daytime highs back in the mid-40s, but it looks like that sunshine will stick around into the early to later half of next week, expecting a nice little warm up with possibly our first 60-degree day.
In the next half hour, a west coast storm will bring some deep south flooding and very heavy rain this week, so we got a lot to talk about.
Oh, I'm just glad it's not Groundhog Day again in the northeastern
Yeah, everyone is, yeah.
Yes, nor'easter. See, I can't even say it right. I'm just like, get it over with. Well, now let's get to Ron with the rest of today's headlines. Always good to see you,
Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning to you, Adrian and Dan, K-Dub.
Thank
and
you.
my man Sam.
I like that.
Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. We're going to begin with breaking news from overnight in France, where a hero police officer has lost his life, and a 17-year-old is in police custody this morning in connection with a deadly Islamist attack in southern France. ABC's James Longman is in Paris with the latest.
Good morning, Ron. There is perhaps no greater act of bravery than offering yourself in place of someone else in danger. But that is exactly what Arnaud Bertrand did. France waking up to the sad news this morning that he has now died. This all started yesterday morning in southern France when a man, 25-year-old Radouane Lakdim, hijacked a car, killing one of those inside and then opening fire on unarmed police officers. He then made his way to a supermarket. He charged in, armed with a knife and a gun, shouting, "I am a soldier of the Islamic State," and he killed 2 people inside. A hostage situation was developing. It was then that Lieutenant Colonel Arnaud Bertrand decided to swap himself for a woman who was still inside that supermarket. But he kept his cell on so that his colleagues outside could monitor the situation. When they heard gunfire, they then stormed the supermarket, killing the terrorist. They found Mr. Bertrand badly injured, and he spent the evening fighting for his life. But in the early hours of this morning, he